Hello, hello, hello. Today I will be going over the Emil 2, the Swedish Tier 9 heavy tank, which is a beast when it comes to the Hulldown gameplay. It got that insanely frontal armor on its turret, but it has a lot of drawbacks to it as well that we will discuss throughout the video. But here on Cliff, we are going up on the middle because it's just the position you want to kind of be in. The tank is not fast enough for a 1-2 play. The tank is... we can go around the hill, but why not explore the middle first? See if we can shoot some pesky little light tank moving up or not. And oh, we get a freebie there. And we can go up in the middle and use the ridges there to shoot them left, right, and center with our 440 Alpha gun with the 3 shell. The 440 with the 3 shells and its reload, which is around what 24 seconds, a little bit lower that when you're running rations with the tank. I think I'm on a mine down to 22 seconds. It basically means that you can stay in the front line when you have this 22 seconds reload, because you can trade so effectively and you're not too long away from the fight. And you can always just, maintain control of what's happening in front of you. And here I do a mistake that I do not realize, that I will explain after I've done a mistake. People probably figure out, that people probably scratching their head. And so am I, now I'm rewatching this. I remember when I played it, because I have two different loadouts. One that's heavy APCR and one that is heavy heat in the consumables. And I realize, I think I'm realizing now, when I have fully reloaded, that I don't have heat, but I picked my heat sort of loadout, and I already loaded APCR, and I could have shot this M103 crossing. So you see, I'll kind of see if I can shoot him with my APCR, because the APCR pen is not enough for the mouse in this angle. We have only 252. I mean, 252 is fine. Actually, it's fine pen, to be honest, but not for a mouse in this angle that he is presenting himself with. We need to have that heat, and it's specifically I took this much heat just because there's a mouse in the game. Oh, Emil peaks, nice reaction. And now we get to have this mouse. I don't know why he feels that he should be peeking so much against me. Try to hit the if you hit the small gun next to the mouse gun, oh, he's using HE, we thank you very much for that. But if you hit that small gun next to the mouse gun, it's actually a weak spot that you can pen with a, I can't remember the exact, but it's a weak point. So when the mouse is, perfectly angled against you, and you're coming in from this side, when you see the mouse from this side, you can actually score some juicy hits on him. But the gun has not the best shell velocity, and the heat pen is only 300, but it's just enough to pen the mouse. Well, I was gonna say just enough to pen the mouse in his weak points in the turret, but as you can see, it's not 100% pen when we hit it. It's sometimes you get a low pen roll on the shell, so you can't really do damage or not. The dispersion of it is fine, I would say. The gun handling is kind of fine. The equipment, I would go more of the equipment in the garage, but the equipment I'm using is IRM bird stab ventilation, just to help the gun as much as possible and make the turret move slightly quicker around, because it's a very, very, very slow turret. That is one of the drawbacks of the tank. The tank in itself, mobility-wise, is not the fastest. Yeah, you have a top speed of 56, but it's very tricky to get up to that top speed. I think even if you put the turbocharger or combustion or turbo or the best engine for it, even then do you struggle. Oh, can we get a... oh, we get a track shot, no repair kit. Ah, damn it. He still had a repair kit, otherwise we would have a freebie pickup there with the kill. But it's kind of hard to get up that high top speed at 56, but I think if you can sort of equip it up with the best equipment, you can actually make the tank way more mobile than what it is. That's the big drawback of it. As I talked a little bit about the turret, it's a very strong turret. to be honest. It's very hard to pen it. So as soon as you get the Hulldown territory to work with, or you work hard with that area and you make them pay. I'm slowly going forward here, just to make sure I pick up this Emil, but we take the price for it. Oof. But we had HP to spare. We saw the mouse moving away, so we were a little bit more careless, I would say, to move up. But we took precautions. We made sure we didn't overpeak too much. But now, since the mouse has rotated, we're still looking to see if the 703 peaks or not. No. Then we're gonna see if we can't get away with this peak. We can maybe shoot the M103. No, he's behind the stone, but the diesel is peeking out. Peeking out, running away. Pick him up. Check around us. We're clear. The M103 overpeaked again. Oh, not overpeaked, but peaked for us. See if he could find us or not. I shame my batch had moved up. I didn't notice that when I did this small peek. If I noticed my batch would move up, I probably would have gone up the middle and shot the Waffen twice. The guy up on A5, or the tank up on A5. As you can see, the speed we're going here at 34 on a flat ground. So struggles a little bit with the getting up the top speed. Oh, that's one. See, this Charfateur does not really care that I shoot him in until now. Easy pickup. Mouse bounces us again. There we go. Good hold down. Pays off. And as you can see, this 22 to 24 seconds reload, it just allows us to stay in the combat. Stay close to combat. We don't have to, you know, run away and hide. At least we have heat this time against the mouse turret. Should do better. Yeah, we got one more. And another one. And another one. There's a little bit too much left. But this 300 pen for the heat, it's sort of also a drawback of the tank. But it's a drawback that I'm perfectly fine with. It's good balance for the tank, to be honest. Because if this tank had a 330, 340 heat, oh, he would devastate people left, right, and center. And this thing already devastates people left, right, and center. So it's a very good Tier 9 tank if played correctly. I think in the mark of excellence terms, I think it's the highest tech tree tank at this point when this video is uploaded. I think only like certain HE, he's still shooting HE his mouse. Brave. We couldn't get the last shot off, or maybe the 703. Oh, 703, yeah. I think it's only certain Tier 9 premium, and this Buraskis went in and did not kill the 703, which had the side and the butt towards him. Huh. Poor Burask. But hey, we don't complain. We get more shots off then. And this tank is pretty nice. It's a little bit of beast of his own. Let's see if we can pick up the last 2 kills here. Yeah, the mouse is down. Mouse didn't play particularly well. He was a stopping block for us, I would say. But we pick up the last kill. Nice. And let's get into some post-game analysis of the game. Alright? See you there. And the garage afterwards. Here we got the post-game analysis of the game. We did 6,140 damage, 5 kills, 326 spotting damage, and aced it with a high caliber. 1,576 base XP, or raw XP as I like to call it, the true XP. And we got a minus in the credit bank here with the 14,313. But nevertheless, let's hop into the garage. And in the garage, we will look into the crew, the equipment, consumables, ammunition, and field modification. And like always, we start with the crew. And for the crew, the commander, I picked first the Brothers in Arms, like always, 6 cents. Pretty standard, but then I go full view range, situational awareness, and recon. And then I will pick the repair. And after that, it's any man's guess. You could, I mean, if you're gonna go really for a 6th skill, I guess you take the sound detection, so you can see if artillery shoots you, so you can semi-dodge it. But yeah, I mean 6 skill is gonna take a long time before you're gonna get that. So the 6 skills, I will go just with the firefighting, actually. And then for the gunner, I would take I would not take a gunner for the gunner because it is the gunner. I would take the Brothers in Arms, snapshot, repair, and then I probably dive already into. I think it's safe stowage the gunner can have, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So I will probably pick safe stowage just for that oh crap moment. Where, you know, we get shot in the, like you saw in the video, we get shot in the side turret by the KPZ RH07, or is it 07RH? But nevertheless, he just ammo-racked us immediately. So that shows us that if we get hit in the side, that tank is relatively weak. The ammo rack is relatively low durability and we can easily get popped off for a side shot. And then for the 5th skill, probably pick firefighting for the, oh no, the tank is on fire. And for the driver, like always, we pick Brothers in Arms, smooth ride, repair. And then after that, it's probably off-road driving to help us move a little bit quicker on certain grounds. And then probably clutch braking, just to help the tank do those nifty nimble little turning, like I wanted to say sometimes. And that's pretty much it for the crew. It's a very small, tight crew with only 3. Well, let's move on to the equipment of the tank. And before the field modification, if we're just grinding it, I would not pick ventilation if I want to have full view range. I will pick optics then, but I will pick, but the equipment that I have is ventilation, IRM, improved rotation mechanism, and vertical stabilizer. But like I said, if I'm just grinding it through and I want to have full view range, then I gotta pick optics instead of ventilation. I can pick ventilation thanks to a field modification. And why I have IRM and vertical stabilizer is just because the gun handling becomes way more fluent and you can actually react to things. Because otherwise, this Emil without the IRM, it was you have to go straight forward and have the gun exactly at the target or exactly at where you're gonna shoot, and then you can just go straight backwards. If you did a little bit movement with the turret, it just blooms up, and it was very annoying. So the IRM is helping out that big time. But what IRM also helps out big time is the turret traverse speed, or like gun traverse speed, because it's a very slow turret. You can see we get a 2.74 improvement from the IRM, which is a big thing for this tank, because having below 30 gun traverse is a slow turret these days. And the vert stat is just universally a must-have on almost every single turreted tank out there. For the second row of equipment, I'll dump the ventilation and say, hey, I will have very close to full view range. I will have 441 when I have recon 100%, and I have the field modification. So then I'll smack in a turbocharge, because it helps a lot with this tank. Because this tank has a high top speed of 56, I think it is. Yeah, it's 56. But it has a very low engine power. So when you put in the compressor, I think it is, then this tank becomes actually very agile, I would say. Not very agile, but it's very noticeable. And this sort of equipment, the second type of equipment I have, is more for a map where I know I won't be using my view range, like anything over 400 meters, like I would say Berlin, Tundra, Enns, Himmelsdorf. There's just a few of the maps that I think of. Empire Border, even though I have it banned, I would probably use the turbocharger on. Everything that's like when the heat of the fight is just close combat, almost like universal, and then the battle is like over afterward. But my standard equipment would be this. For the shells and the consumables, like you saw in the game, I used my heat layout. I'll pump up the heat a little bit more, have 30 of them and 15 AP star, and I always had 3 HE, because you never know when a nifty little grille or a nifty little FE4005 is sitting there, you know, picking the flowers back behind their bush, and then you're like, how you doing? You wanna have 3 HEs? Coming right up for you. It's perfect when you have those moments. So you gotta keep the HE for that. But for the other build, I go a little bit more APCR. I would say this is the type of build I use when I'm top tier with the tank, because I am an APCR lover. I like APCR more than I'll do heat. So I almost universally never go full heat to my tank. But here's another drawback with the heat, is the kind of the slow shell velocity, the 840. It's doable. It's obviously doable in close combat fighting, but as soon as you get something 400 plus meters, it starts to become a liability. And even this APCR with 1000, it's okay. It's okay. You can work with it with 1000, and I would not pick firefighting on this tank. I will stick with my coffee with cinnamon buns. I should have some coffee and cinnamon buns today, actually. But now let's go into the big thing, the field modification of this tank. And as you can see, I play this tank quite a bit. I don't have the last field modification, but I will go over that when we get there. So it's the first one, it's the all-terrain suspension. That maintaining speed when crossing all terrains is so good on this tank, because it helps you with the mobility that we talked about, that we have the high top speed. I touched a little bit on it in the gameplay video where we go 34 kilometers. If we didn't have this all-terrain, we would probably be going 31, 32 maybe, when we were crossing the field there on cliff. So this actually benefits this tank greatly. And the 5 hull traverse, it's not that much at all to scuff about, because we have, like I said, the IRM adds 3.9. Holy moly, that is actually quite a lot. I have not thought of that. But you see, it removes 1.6, but since we have the IRM on it, it helps it turns so much better, and it's good. For the next equipment, thing, booster, the plus modification, we pick, like always, the aiming circle. It's just universally better than getting the aiming speed, because the aiming circle will always be that slightly smaller than what the 5% aiming speed will do to your tank. It's very few cases that the aiming speed is better. And here we have the big thing, the 3% view range, which allows you to have full view range when you mount a ventilation on the tank. It's just done deal. Yes, it's the artillery has a field day with you, because you get that longer stun, but it outweighs the negativity. The 3% view range it's a must. It's a must these days for this tank. And for what I pick for a second category, I pick the firepower. No, I picked mobility. My bad. I usually pick firepower, but for this tank I pick mobility just for that other build with the turbo, so we can go a little bit quicker. And for the last build, this I am conflicted with. This I need to be testing myself, because it says like, oh, 3% reload. You earn what, half a second ish. No, you earn almost a second, like 0.07, 0.08. It's significant for sure. It's very nice, but this 15-second reverse speed, ugh. If you just overstep a little bit, you will get ultra punished by it. If you do a slight overstep, the 15, that's especially in tier 9. So that's why I have big problem with it. But then if you take this, then you always gonna get away. Not always, but a lot. But you earn that one more longer second almost with the reload, or 0.7. So this is more of a touch of how you play and how you feel the game for you is going. You could also say this is a no retreat and this is a possible retreat. Because you have to make sure that when you get to a place that you will not run away. Because when you run away, you have to make sure that you can turn around quickly enough and then run away. With this, sometimes it's enough with the 20, but it's also that the top state engine power is not that good for the tank. So it's a tough one. It's up to you. I could not pick. I'd probably be conflicted with this one and not pick nothing. And be fine with it. And about the engine, why I don't have the engine on this slot is because I prioritize the gun handling more. When I thought about it right now. But anyway, that was my little review. Hope it didn't go too long. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you around when I'm out of here.